Yeah, so you glad we're going on an hour earlier? Yeah, I'm glad. I'm going to miss 11:35. Then again, I'm going to miss toenails. But this needed to happen, and maybe a few other changes are going to happen. I don't know, but this is what we got to do. Keep the show fresh and to let everybody know that our time is moving and it's going to be fun. Okay? Okay, good luck to us all. Okay. Four, three, two, one, go. Live from the Tom O'Neill Memorial Studios inside the Park Forest Apartment Complex. This is the final edition, 11:35 p.m. edition of Steve's Sporty Balls. Then we moved to 10 o'clock starting Monday, an hour earlier, so we don't fall asleep again. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here he is, our host, and I don't know what else to call him. Here's Steve. Hey, how you doing? Welcome to the broadcast. Yep, as Harry said, and he forgot to introduce himself. So I will. Our offstage announcer, Harry von Stuttgart, announced we are making a move to 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. on the Pacific time zone. So adjust your clocks accordingly. Anyway, actually, to let you know, we have been wanting to change the time for a while, but we got so used to being on at 11:30. We were on at 11, then we were on at 11:30, then we were on at 11:35, and it got a little tedious. So we decided we're going to go to 10 o'clock, and if anything happens, we'll just report it tomorrow. But everything is going to be smooth. So here we go with some fun. And we have a little breaking sports story to start off our broadcast. And here we go. And it comes from Dallas. A six-vehicle car crash Saturday in Dallas, Texas, has led to a police search for Kansas City Chief wide receiver Rashid Rice, according to Dallas Morning News. The report states that a vehicle believed to be registered or leased to Rice was involved in an accident at 6:20 p.m. local time on Saturday. Dallas police spokeswoman Kristen Lohman explained that the preliminary investigation shows someone in a Chevrolet Corvette and someone in a Lamborghini were speeding in the far left lane when both drivers lost control. The Lamborghini went onto the shoulder and hit the center median wall, causing a chain reaction collision involving four other vehicles, Lohman said. It is not known if Rice was present at the scene, though the police call sheet from the news lists Rice as the suspected driver of the Corvette involved. Police are now searching for the 23-year-old in connection with the accident, but it is unknown if he is facing charges over the crash. Rice was not mentioned in Dallas County jail records as of this morning. The two drivers were given medical attention for minor injuries at a crash site, and two others went to the hospital for minor injuries. The individuals in both the Lamborghini and Corvette fled from the scene of the crash, not stopping to provide information or check on the status of the others involved, according to the report. Rice grew up in Texas in the Fort Worth area and went to college in Dallas at SMU. He was drafted by the Chiefs in the second round of the 2023 NFL Draft. Hello, Taylor Swift, greater than Disney, Star Wars, and MCU. How you doing, pal? Hope all is well. All right. Happy Easter, everybody, for at least about 20 more minutes. And then it's a big slap in the face. After a caution with 2 laps to go completely changed the complexion of Sunday's race, a quick pit stop by Denny Hamlin's crew put Hamlin out in front for an overtime restart, where he was able to outrun Martin Truex Jr. to win the Toyota Owners 400 at Richmond Raceway. Thank you. And pick up his second win of the 2024 season. Hamlin's win is the 53rd of his Cup Series career and the 5th at the Chesterfield, Virginia native's home racetrack. Hamlin was running third with 2 laps to go behind Martin Truex Jr., who was set to secure a dominant victory when a spin by Kyle Larson off the bumper of Bubba Wallace brought out the yellow flag and created the first overtime finish of the 2024 season. Hamlin's pit crew proceeded to deliver for their driver on the final trip to pit road, getting Hamlin out in front of both Truex and Logano and allowing him to prevail in the final 2-lap run to the checkered flag. The results, of course, unofficial. Denny Hamlin first, Joey Logano second, Kyle Larson third, Martin Truex Jr. fourth, Chase Elliott fifth, Christopher Bell sixth, William Bryan seventh, Brad Keselowski eighth, Chris Butcher and Butcher ninth, and Tyler Reddick 10th. We'll get you all the information, official word, when it comes available. All right, let's keep going. Okay. In the women's college basketball tournament, shortly before tip-off of number 3 seed North Carolina State's 76-66 win over number 1 seed Texas in the Elite Eight on Sunday, ESPN reported the three-point line on one end of the court used by the Portland Regionals had been painted incorrectly. Both Texas coach Vic Schaefer and NC State coach Wes Moore agreed to go ahead with the game despite the error in order to prevent any extensive delay. The NCAA released a statement at halftime confirming as much. Quote, the NCAA was notified today that the three-point line on the court at Moda Center in Portland are not the same distance. The 2 head coaches were made aware of the discrepancy and elected to play a complete game on the court as is, rather than correcting the court and delaying the game. The court will be corrected before tomorrow's game in Portland. The broadcast showed a bizarre scene in which the coaches were unofficially measuring the court by walking off the distance with their feet as their teams were going through pregame shooting drills. Quote, the NCAA notified both coaches at approximately noon local time, 3 Eastern. Courtney Lyle, play-by-play announcer, said, quote, both Wes Moore and Vic Schaefer came out to the floor to take a look at it. They asked the NCAA to measure, and they did that. The NC2A measured from the baseline to the top of the three-point line and found that there was a discrepancy on one end of the floor from the other. Both Wes Moore and Vic Schaefer agreed to go ahead and play this game to avoid any delays. Let's see what we got here. Prior to the 21-22 season, the NCAA approved the adoption of the international three-point line for women's basketball after, quote, studying statistical trends that showed the number of attempted and successful three-point field goal attempts reached all-time high levels. Change pushed the line back to 22 feet and 1 3/4 inches. Moore said during an in-game interview, quote, they were measuring some things. That's all I want to say at this time. Let's talk about the game, end quote. The exact error regarding the lines for the Portland court remains unclear. From the broadcast view, the left side of the court is the one with a smaller distance between the top of the key and the three-point line. Over the first 4 games in Portland, teams shot marginally better from downtown on that side of the floor. The two teams, Texas and its win over Gonzaga and North Carolina State, and its win over Stanford, had a half where they shot at least 50% from the left side of the floor, while the highest mark recorded in a half on the right side of the floor was Baylor's 42.3% in its loss to USC. Baylor head coach Nikki Collin wrote on social media, quote, that's why we shot it better in the second half. Correct 3-point distance, end quote. Quote, FYI, with 8 teams at one site, you get so little prep time on the main court, and your focus is on game planning and simply getting shots up, end quotation. Now, while the splits are inconclusive, there's no question that the teams have struggled to shoot the ball in Portland this week. Yowza. Okay, so speaking of the Final Four, who's in it? Who indeed is in the Final Four? Well, we'll tell you about that in a few moments. Right now, we got more news stories. And let's go now to golf. And here's a biggie. One of the winningest players in Korn Ferry Tour history finally claimed his first victory on the PGA Tour. Stefan Jaeger emerged from a crowded leaderboard at the 2024 Houston Open to pick up a one-stroke victory over Scotty Scheffler, Tony Finau, Taylor Moore, and others at 12 under. With his breakthrough win, Jaeger will earn an invitation to the Masters. For the first time in his career, he will also receive invitations into the PGA Championship, the Century, and access the rest of the signature events in 2024, all while securing his playing privileges on the PGA Tour through the 2026 season. Jaeger jumps inside the top 50 in the official world golf rankings as well. Jaeger said, quote, Scotty's been playing some unbelievable golf. He's such a great dude as well. It was such a blast the last couple of days to kind of fight with him, and you just know he's going to have some good stuff. I just kind of tried to stay within myself, tried to make some putts, tried to make some birdies. The birdies kind of eluded me on the back nine, but this golf course plays a little difficult, especially if you are right around the lead. There's just so much trouble. I'm super happy, obviously, with today, end quote. One of the 554-hole leaders entering Sunday, Jaeger found himself in the final group alongside the world number one. 4 birdies, including back-to-back conversions on numbers 8 and 9 against just 1 bogey on his front 9, gave Jaeger a slight lead over Scheffler and a litany of others heading into the pivotal back 9 at Memorial Park. While the birdies were flying on the outward half, they were grounded on the backside. Par after par from Jaeger saw players make their moves on him, including Alejandro Tosti, who got to 12 under with a birdie on the par 5 16th. The 34-year-old kept his cool, however, and kept on with a heavy diet of pairs. Scheffler was unable to break into a share of the lead after dropping 2 behind with a bogey on the par 3 15th, needing 2 putts from 20 feet for birdie on the 16th before failing to convert an 11-foot effort to tie Jaeger and Tosti on the 17th. Scheffler went to the final hole needing a birdie to force a playoff. With Tosti, where are we here? With Tosti carding a bogey on the 72nd hole and dropping out of the lead, Jaeger and Scheffler stood in the fairway behind with only 1 stroke separating the two. Scheffler stepped to his first and lasered a mid-iron to 6 feet just below the hole, while Jaeger followed with a sound shot to 20 feet. Jaeger's birdie bid slid by and set the stage for what many assumed to be a playoff in the waiting. However, as he did most of the back 9, Scheffler was unable to convert his birdie chance. Instead of Scheffler winning his 3rd PGA Tour title in a row, it was Jaeger who grabbed his first. It was indeed a bestage. What can we say? Except Welcome to Winner's Circle. Okay, let's keep going as we pause for a second. Say hello to the chat room. Hello, Taylor Swift, greater than Disney, Star Wars, and MCU. And hello, Matt, Ed, and Eddie. Hello, Steven Chat. And you probably heard Blabbermouth, Harry, our announcer, sort of let it slip. So we're not going to keep you in suspense. This is our final Sunday telecast at 11:35, beginning Monday and forever as long as humanly possible. We will be on at precisely 10 p.m. Eastern Time starting Monday, an early start for a show truly destined to find a home. So please watch us tomorrow at 10 p.m. Eastern, right here on youtube.com/Lugnut6. And I'll be getting to that after this broadcast. I will be setting it up and getting things all ready because I have an inspection tomorrow and I will not be here for it. I just hope I'll be here anyways. Tonight for supper, what did I have for supper? Oh yeah, I had a Greek sandwich, otherwise known as a pita sandwich. It was good. My first one, but it was good. Oh. Okay. We're going to be pausing for just a few moments. I got to get something to drink, and we will. I'm not turning this off or anything, but I'm going to walk over to the fridge and get a little something to drink, and I shall be right back. Okay, so stay with us. We'll be back. Hopefully. Be right back. Yep. Mm. 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 Okay. Whew. Okay, we're back. And good, because after we set up the other laptop, I am going to hit the sheets because I got some things to do tomorrow. I'm hopefully, yeah, I got to go to the bank, get my rent money. There we are. Get my rent money and get things going. All righty. Let's get to the UFL. Yeah, let's get to the inaugural UFL. I think we put it up here. Yep. It's UFL's first week, and we have no highlights. Once again, we don't work with a television station. We're ourselves here, so we can't do highlights, but we can make you laugh for a little bit. Anyway, let's see if we can find the UFL. UFL, guys, come on. All right, boom. Thank you. All right, as you know, this weekend was the inaugural weekend of the United Football League, the combination of the USFL and the XFL. And was the first games great? Or are we looking at yet another disaster? Well, the United Football League kicked off its inaugural season on Saturday, and the kicker was the star of the show. Jake Bates pulled off easily the biggest play of the weekend when he kicked a 64-yard field goal with just 3 seconds left to play to give his Michigan Panthers an 18-16 win over the St. Louis Battlehawks. The kick by Bates might go down as one of the most improbable field goals of all time. The kick against the Battlehawks was his first field goal attempt since high school, and he drilled it from a distance that even NFL kickers struggle with. In the entire history of the NFL, there have only been 2 field goals of 64 yards or more. The drama on Saturday started after the Battlehawks took a 16-15 lead after scoring a touchdown with just 49 seconds left to play. On the ensuing kickoff, Michigan's Marcus Sims returned the ball out to his own 35-yard line. After the return from Sims, the Panthers ran 7 plays on offense, but they weren't able to do much. Quarterback DJ Perry completed just 2 of 7 passes for 19 yards. The drive stalled at the Battlehawks' 46-yard line with just 8 seconds left to play. And Michigan facing a 4th and 6. At that point, the Panthers could have attempted a Hail Mary, but instead, Coach Mike Nolan decided to send Bates out for a field goal, and the kicker made the gamble pay off. It was an improbable kick for a multitude of reasons. For one, it was Bates' first field goal attempt since high school. The 24-year-old started his college career as a soccer player at Central Arkansas before transferring to Texas State, where he served as a kickoff specialist. After 2 seasons with the Bobcats, Bates transferred to Arkansas, where he also served as a kickoff specialist for the Razorbacks. Due to his career as a kickoff specialist, Bates never got a chance to kick a field goal in college. After leaving Arkansas, he actually went to training camp with the Houston Texans in 2023, but he only saw action in 1 preseason game before losing job to Kaimi Fairbairn. The other improbable part of Bates' kick is that he actually made it twice. Bates hit the first one down the middle, but it didn't count because the Battlehawks had called the timeout before Michigan got the snap off. You can check out that entire sequence on YouTube or Hulu. The kick was also improbable because it came from a distance that NFL kickers don't even usually hit from. Only 2 kickers in history have ever hit a field goal from 64 yards or longer. Justin Tucker, 66 yards in 2021, and Matt Prater, 64 yards in 2013. In a bizarre coincidence, Tucker's kick came at Ford Field, which is where Bates hit his kick on Saturday. The Ravens kicker set the NFL record for the longest field goal when he hit a game winner against the Lions that hit off the crossbar before going in. As for Prater, his kick came in Denver while he was playing for the Broncos. The Panthers' win over the Battlehawks was just the second game in UFL history, but no matter what happens from here on out, there's a good chance that Bates is going to hold the record for the longest field goal as long as the league exists. So, you're probably now asking yourself, what were the scores of the UFL? You ask yourself that question. I will try to answer that question immediately or immediately. Let's see if we can that because we weren't able to do a Saturday show because of tech issues. Do we have UFL I don't think we do here. So, well, we'll do scores in about a minute. Right now, I wanna, ba-doo-ba-doo-ba, ba-doo-ba-doo-ba, bop, bop. Okay, let's see. Do we have a search engine here on this little thing? Let's see. Okay, let's hunker down here for a second. There's one way you can find the UFL. There we go. Let's get you the scores from Saturday and Sunday of the UFL. And here we go. Let's go for the scores, guys. Thank you. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, and while we're waiting on that, let's go. Okay. Here are the scores of the UFL games that were. Come on. Come on, give us the scores. Thank you. Here we go. Should help us out. Better help us out. All right. Thought we had scores. Okay, do we have scores from last night, from yesterday? Okay, apparently we're trying. Well, because I know we had games last night or yesterday. Huh. Okay, so you are not giving us the. Let's see. Okay, we go to Birmingham Stallions versus the Arlington Renegades. And I wish we can give you the scores, but apparently, let's see. Boom. Stallions took on the Renegades. We're trying to get you some of the storylines here. And if we can't, don't worry, we'll find them. We don't have time to wait. So let's just get over to UFL scores. Okay. Let's see. All right. We knew they were somewhere. Yes, we knew they were somewhere. And now we know where they're at. Okay, let's get to the scoreboard for the UFL. The United Football League, the result of a merger between the XFL and the USFL kicked off Saturday as the UFL opened its 10-week season with 2 games that pit former XFL teams against former USFL squads. Saturday started with the champions of each league facing off in Arlington, Texas, with the 2-time defending USFL champion Birmingham Stallions prevailing over the defending XFL champion Arlington Renegades. The Michigan Panthers upped the ante in the second game as Jake Bates hit a 64-yard field goal with 3 seconds left to topple the St. Louis Battlehawks and make the ex-USFL team 2-0 against their XFL counterparts. Now, Sunday started with an upset. The San Antonio Brahmas used a trick play touchdown pass from a punter to a center to defeat the DC Defenders. The Memphis Showboats closed things out, outlasting the Houston Roughnecks in a defensive struggle. Sunday's game, the Memphis Showboats beat the Houston Roughnecks 18-12. And the San Antonio Brahms defeated the DC Defenders 27-12. And Saturday's lone game was Michigan Panthers 18, St. Louis Battlehawks 16. So and Birmingham Stallions 27, Arlington Renegades 14. So I think everyone had a ball. And from what is so interesting about this league, that we have coexistence. Yes. Okay, so let's if we can, let's get back here. And speaking of scores, we got to do some scores for you. So let's do some scores. Then we'll get to the NC2 Alpha. Okay, we bop there. Bop, sheedy, bop, bop, ba-doo, ba-doo, ba-doo. Okay. Bop, diddy, bop, bop. No, let's not say we did. Okay, let's get you to the scores from soccer action for today. By the way, happy April Fool's Day. No fooling. In the Premier League action, it was Liverpool over Brighton 2-1. Manchester City and Arsenal tied at 0. La Liga in Spain, Celta Vigo and Rayo Vallecano ended up in a goose egg tie. Girona beat Real Betis 3-2. Real Sociedad defeated Deportivo Alaves 1-0. Real Madrid over Athletic Club 2-0. In Das Bundesliga, it was Augsburg and Cologne tied at 1. Stuttgart and Heidenheim tied at 3. And Bochum and Darmstadt tied at 2. In Major League Soccer action, it was Atlanta over Chicago 3-0. In A-League action in Australia was the Melbourne Victory 2, Perth Glory 1. And if that wasn't enough for a start, have we got to finish? Okay. In Australia's A-League for women, it was Melbourne over Sydney 4-0. Melbourne City over Perth 2-1. And there you go with the football. And let's go from the football to, okay, close the app. There, it's closed. Oh, boy. Anyway, 12:09 Eastern Time, folks. We are working hard to end our last 11:35 p.m. broadcast like the winners that we are. And trust me, we need winners. Let's go to ice hockey. And here we go. Just one game in the National Hockey League to report. Vancouver over Anaheim 3-2. In the OHL playoffs, it was Oshawa over Barrie 5-4. Erie over Kitchener, 7-4. London over Flint, 6-4. And Ottawa over Brantford, 6-3. In the AHL, it was San Jose 4, Calgary 1. And that's, trust me, that is almost it. My gosh, we do have more scores, so let's get you the scores. Let's do some basketball scores, guys, if it's possible. And thus it is. Okay, to the NBA. Nuggets over the Cavaliers, 130-101. Lakers over the Nets, 116-104. Heat over the Wizards, 119-107. 76ers over the Raptors, 135-120. Clippers over the Hornets, 130-118. Mavericks over the Rockets, 125-107. Bulls over the Timberwolves, 109-101. Thunder, Oklahoma City Thunder, not the Thunder Down Under, but the Oklahoma City Thunder, beat the New York Knicks 113-112. Warriors down the San Antonio Spurs 117-113. And Sacramento Kings beat the Utah Jazz 127-106. In NCAA tournament action, the Midwest region, Purdue over Tennessee 72-66. NC State over Duke 76-64. In women's basketball tournament action, the Albany 1 Regional Elite 8, it was South Carolina over Oregon State 70-58. And NC State over Texas 76-66. In Major League Baseball today, it was California Angels 4, Baltimore Orioles 1. Phillies over the Braves 5-4. Brewers over the Mets 4-1. Reds over the Nationals 6-5. Final in 10 innings, Pirates 9, Marlins 7. Blue Jays 9, Tampa Bay Rays 2. Yankees beat the Astros 4-3. Tigers did it again. They beat the White Sox 3-2. Royals blanked the Twins 11-0. Rangers over the Cubs. Cubs over the Rangers 9-5. Athletics over the Guardians in a half-empty stadium 4-3. We got some news about the Athletics we're going to share with you in a little bit. Diamondbacks over the Rockies 5-1. Red Sox over the Mariners 5-1. Padres over the Giants 13-4. And the Dodgers over the Cardinals 5-4. In the National Hockey League, we already made mention, the Vancouver Canucks beat the Anaheim Mighty Ducks 3-2. Boom, 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 boom. And we already did our soccer report. Let's get to the let's get to some baseball news while we have the time here, and we go to California for this. Usually the players hold players only meetings, but life without Los Angeles Angels now runs in 2 games, but new manager Ron Washington felt it was worthwhile to call a team meeting following Saturday's drubbing. We'll just move you to there, maybe, perhaps. Oh, they can't. So we'll just have to, do it like, oops, hello. Can they see? No, they cannot. There we go. Nope, there we go. Okay. Washington said, according to ESPN, quote, just wanted to let them know that they've played only 2 games and we can't get off track. Focus is on a 162-game championship season, not 2 games. The 2 games haven't gone like we wanted, but we just got to make certain that we come to the ballpark ready to go, end quote. Now, generally, these kinds of meetings are called when a team enters a tailspin. Those are often reserved for latter parts in the season. However, not the first weekend of the year. Washington hired over the winter to replace Phil Nevin. Must have felt he had no choice after consecutive blowout losses, 11-3 on opening day and 13-4 on Saturday. Regardless, Washington is correct that there is a long year ahead, and the Angels shouldn't lose focus. At the same time, it seems fair to note that the Angels' biggest problem is a lack of talent. They haven't finished above 500 since 2015. That's funny. The Angels haven't had a great team since 2015. That despite employing 2 of the sport's best players, Ohtani and Mike Trout, simultaneously for 6 seasons. The Angels didn't do much to improve their roster over the offseason, even after losing Ohtani to the LA Dodgers in free agency. Most of their additions were to their bullpen, with veteran outfielder Aaron Hicks and slugger Miguel Sano, who did not play in the majors in 2023, serving as the lone newcomers on the position player side of things. Now, predictably, the Angels are not projected to be a competitive team. Baseball Prospectus Dakota forecast model, for one, has them pegged for just 72 victories. If we had to guess, this won't be the last team meeting that Washington feels compelled to call this season. Speaking of standings, let's present to you right now. Now, we can't do the baseball standings yet, but right now we can do the NHL standings, and so we shall. Yeah, let's get to the NHL standings, guys. Please. Yeah, guys in the truck, standings, if you will. Okay, let's where are we here? There we are. Let's go to standings right now and see who's truly in it to win it. In the Eastern Conference. Oh, okay. In the Eastern Conference, here are the big 3. Right now in the Atlantic, Bruins at 101 points, first place. Panthers in second with 99, and the Maple Leafs in third with 93. In the Metropolitan Division of the Eastern Conference, New York Rangers with 104 points. Hurricanes in second with 101, and Capitals in third with 82. And the wild card right now, as we speak, is very bunched up right now. Tampa Bay Lightning with 89 points, Philadelphia Flyers with 82, and the Detroit Red Wings in a big pickle with 80 points. They got to start winning their remaining games, or it is all over. Capiche, capiche. Okay, that is the... Oh, wait a minute. We didn't... No, can we go back? Can we go back, guys? Thank you. Yes, let's go back to the standings. Let's go now to... Well, no, not baseball, guys. Not baseball. No. We don't want baseball yet. It's too early. Let's go to the NHL, which I think, unless I'm mistaken, they're in the last week of the season before the big cup. So right now, the Red Wings, they got to start winning, or it is literally Dunsville. Let's now go to the Western Conference. Central Division, you got the Stars with 102, Avalanche in second with 100, and Winnipeg Jets in third with 44. In the Pacific, the Vancouver Canucks are full steam ahead at 100 points. Edmonton Oilers are in second with 94, and the Vegas Golden Knights are in third with 90. The wild card spot belongs the Predators at 90 points and the Kings of Los Angeles at 87. Now, let's go from the NHL to right now. Is there a way we can do this without being stuck? There we are. Okay, let's take you now to the standings in the National Basketball Association East and West as their season begins to slowly go to a crescendo. Celtics are in first place with a record of 58-16. The Bucks of Milwaukee are in second with a record of 47-27. Third, Cavaliers, 45-30. Fourth, the Knicks at 44-30. Fifth, the Magic at 45-31. Sixth place is the Pacers at 42-33. And the four teams in the playoff tournament, Miami Heat, 7th place, 41-33. Philadelphia 76ers in 8th place with 40-35. Chicago Bulls in 9th with 38-39. And the Atlanta Hawks bringing up the last spot at 34-40 in 10th place. The Pistons are in 15th, 13 wins, 61 losses. In the Western Division, okay, here we go. Oh, no, that's the Eastern Division. Let's go to the Western Division, guys. Can we go to the Western? Thank you. In the Western Division, here's how things stand. Oklahoma City Thunder at 52-22. They're in first. Denver Nuggets are in second with 52-23. Minnesota Timberwolves are third with 51-23. LA Clippers in fourth, 47-27. Fifth place, the Mavericks at 45-29. Sixth place, the Pelicans at 45-29. So those are your top six. The bottom four in the playoff pool is the Sacramento Kings at 43-31. Phoenix Suns at 43-31. LA Lakers just holding on at 42-33 in ninth. And the Golden State Warriors are in 10th with 40-34. There is still time left. Okay, and I know it's a bit early to do this, but nonetheless, we do. Let's give with the standings right now. Did we poke it in time? Yes, we did. Okay. Standings right now, let's take a look at the American and National League in the East. Yankees on top, 4-0. Orioles are a half game behind at 2-1. Rays are 2 games out at 2-2. Blue Jays are in fourth, 2 games out at 2-2. And the Red Sox are tied with the Blue Jays and the Rays for, let's just say, third place. 2-2, about 500. They're at 2 games back. In the Central Division, after 3 games, Tigers are on top, 3-0. Second place, just half game back, are the Cleveland Guardians. Third place, 1 game back, is the Minnesota Twins at 2-1. Kansas City Royals are in fourth, 2 games back at 1-2, and the White Sox are in fifth place, winless, 3 games back. In the West, in the American League, Texas Rangers are on top at 2-1. Mariners are half game out at 2-2. Angels are 1-2, 1 game back. The Athletics are 1-3, 1.5 game back, and at 1-3. And the Astros are winless. They are 2.5 games back. In the National League, it is on the East. The Atlanta Braves at 2-1. They are on the top. Phillies are in second, 1 game back, as are the Washington Nationals. New York Mets are 2 games back at 0-3. By the way, the Phillies and Nationals are 1-2. And the Marlins are in fifth place, 2.5 back at 0-4. In the Central Division, the Pirates 4-0. They're on top. Brewers half game back at 3-0. Reds 2-1. They're 1.5 games back. Cubs 1-2. They're 2.5 back. Cardinals at 1-3 are 3 games back. And in the West, it's Diamondbacks on top in a virtual tie with the LA Dodgers. Diamondbacks are 3-1. Dodgers have a game up, have a couple of games up on the a couple of games up on everyone else because they started their opening in Tokyo. They have 4-2. Giants in third, 2-2. 1 game back. Padres in fourth place, 3-3. 1 game back. And the Rockies are 1-3. They're 2 games back. That is your baseball, hockey, and basketball presente. Let's take you on the table with the Premier League. And top 4 are still Liverpool with 67, Arsenal with 65, Manchester City in third with 64, Aston Villa in fourth with 59, and Tottenham Hotspur are in fifth with 56 points. A reminder that the top 5 are in the Champions, go to the Champions League. The fifth place team goes to the Europa League, and the bottom dwellers, the bottom 3, go to a lesser known and viewed soccer league. Tottenham Hotspur have 56 points. They're in fifth place. They are looking at the Europa League. Sixth place, Manchester United with 48. West Ham United with 44. Newcastle United in 8th with 43. Brighton and Hove Albion in 9th with 42. Wolverhampton Wolves in 10th with 41. Chelsea in 11th with 40. Fulham in 12th with 39. Bournemouth in 13th with 38. Crystal Palace in 14th with 30. Brentford in 15th with 34. No, not 34. With Crystal Palace with 30. Brentford with 27. Everton with 25. Nottingham Forest at 22, along with Luton Town also at 22. The big 3, the small 3, Luton Town in 18th with 22 points. Burnley in 19th with 18 points, and Sheffield United. Let's see, Luton Town. Let me look at this points. Luton Town with 22, Burnley with 18, and Sheffield United at 15. And that, my friends, is all there is for us tonight. We got about 5 minutes of total Raptura. So I don't have my joke book here with me, or my joke cards. We have about 5 minutes remaining, so let's make these 5 minutes worth. Now let's do a little Sinatra karaoke. So here we go. We're ready. Oops. We got, there we go. Sorry about that. Here we go. Someday, when I'm awfully low, when the world is cold, I will feel a glow just thinking of you and the way you look tonight. Yes, you're lonely with your smile so warm and your cheek so soft. There is nothing for me but to love you and the way you look tonight. With each word, your tenderness grows, tearing my fear apart. Tearing the fear. And that laugh wrinkles your nose, touches my foolish heart. Lovely and never ever change. Keep that breathless charm. Won't you please arrange it? 'Cause I love you and just the way you look tonight. And that laugh that wrinkles your nose, it touches my foolish heart. Lovely, don't you ever change. Keep that breathless charm. Won't you please arrange it? 'Cause I love you just the way you look tonight. Just the way you look tonight. I know I sung the crudlet out of that, but nonetheless, we got one more to do, and that is going to put a wrap on that. Actually, no, we don't. Aw, too bad. We don't have time at all. We got it done. So, folks, for the last time at 11:35 p.m., I want to remind you that starting Monday, we're on at 10 p.m. 10 p.m. I'll make sure everyone gets a reminder. We're now going to be on at 10 p.m. live right here from our studios at the Park Forest apartment complex here in Jackson, Michigan, with the Desi Lou microphone. that is all we got for you tonight. I'm Steve, the Baxman Baxley. For those of you who've been with us when we were on at 11 o'clock and we were on at 11:30, we hope you'll be with us now at 10 o'clock. And we're going to make this announcement major. We're going to put it on things and give it to you on Twitter, on YouTube, and everything else. Don't forget, 10 o'clock tomorrow night. I know I'm not going to forget it because I'm going to be here. So thank you, everybody, for watching, for caring, and for being here for all of the fun. The fun's coming back just at a different time. That's 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 10 o'clock. And Matt says, this was a great stream once again. So are we using Facebook calling from us getting that laptop set up or Discord call? Well, let's see. I think we'll use Facebook for all that. So, guys and gals, this has been a Mystifying Creativity production in association with the L2C Media Network. We'll see you Monday night at 10. Good night, everybody. That's Eastern, 7 Pacific. Good night. Thank you. And as always, keep your sporty balls clean and shiny. Don't forget, 10 p.m. Till then, good night.